everyone, and welcome back. In today's video, we will take a spotlight look at the first map of End of Dragons, Seitung Province. We shall put spotlights on the different regions of the zone, the useful vendors you might find, and also where to find the action on the map. Near the end of the video, discussion around the meta event of this map will begin, going over the general layout and a review of the final boss. Without further ado, let's take a look at the stunning Seitung Province. Seitung Province can be divided up into around 6 regions: Xingzhe Monastery, Seitung Harbor, Eastern Wilds, Jaya Bluffs, Haiju Plains, and North Peninsula. The first area players will enter is Seitung Harbor, where they acclimate themselves to the local life, finding areas to fish, learning to help out with lost toys, and fend off the speakers and protect the passive spirits. Xingzhe Monastery is usually the player's next stop, where they test their skills against a multitude of training courses. Defiance bars, combo fields, dodging, and a group boss fight. Xingzhe Monastery is a great icebreaker. The Eastern Wilds is where players quickly encounter Zendaijun, a mysterious temple with quite the hostile afterlife. Tread carefully and don't forget to bring some ritualist magic, just in case. Jaya Bluffs and the North Peninsula are areas for those who like to go exploring. Jaya Bluffs features a diverse flock of Tengu, and the North Peninsula region holds more deadly unchained enemies, undead minions risen by the elder dragon Zaitan. The Haiju Plains area is where the fun starts to ramp up, and also is the area of many useful services. Heading into Daigo Ward will provide you with a bit of a safe haven, but since it's Cantha, nothing is ever completely safe. Pick up your waypoint and visit the local merchant to stock up on supplies. Speaking of useful vendors and merchants, let's pinpoint a few useful places to keep in mind. Raptor taxis are useful temporary mounts that will lead you to a specific location and even lend you a temporary mount. High-trafficked areas may include Seitung Harbor, the training grounds, and Daigo Ward. Once you acquire your Jade Bot, visit the Harbor Market, Daigo Ward, or Xingzhe Monastery to work on your Jade Bot. Save up a good amount of strange coins? Visit Xinhua to exchange them for new armor and weapon skins. Looking for an endgame level challenge? Head over to the cave south of Zendaijun to enter the first strike mission after you have completed the appropriate story chapter. Now, let's get into the meta of Seitung Province. The meta event known as Aetherblade Assault prepares in Daigo Ward, with 3 NPCs standing in the area. Locate the area with a darker red circle on the map. As the event kicks off, 3 NPCs will split off, one heading west to Shinto Shore, one directly north of Daigo Ward into Haiju Plains, and one heading more east into Haiju Lagoon. During this phase, players will need to face Aetherblade forces and break their Defiance bars to stop them from looting the area. Once complete, the meta event will move to the second event of eliminating Aetherblade cannons. These can be found in the generalized area and by following the NPC designated to each area. The third event will see players fighting the champion mob of their region. In total, 3 champion enemies will need to be struck down to progress the map event to the final fight. As all 3 bosses are taken care of, all 3 regions rejoin near the coast of Haiju Plains to prepare to enter the final boss arena. Once the hollow wall is decloaked, players funnel into the final boss to fight the supposed overseer of the Aetherblade operations in Seitung Province, the Aetherblade scrapper, Renyak. Renyak is a scrapper through and through, utilizing a plethora of gyros and techie tricks. Let's first go over what can often cause the most chaos: the ads. Blast gyros are no stranger to the scrapper elite specialization, but Renyak has buffed them beyond compare. These generate arena-wide flame waves that have to be jumped over or dodged through to prevent the player from being hit hard and knocked back. Pro tip, try to focus these down first, and the rest may fall in line. Shredder gyros. These annoyances spawn near the far end of the arena and continuously shoot out damaging projectiles, which apply annoying conditions. Leave too many of these up and the arena becomes a bullet hell's heaven. Bulwark gyros. The final gyro that cannot be ignored is the Bulwark gyro. These protectors form a shield around Renyak, preventing him from receiving damage. Bash him to bits in order to get back to doing the same to Renyak. Now to the main event, Renyak. Renyak is a hammer-wielding scrapper, so some of his abilities will look very familiar. Magnetized Hammer. Renyak punishes players who stand too close and do not properly dodge with his magnetized hammer, striking them with heavy damage and frequently slamming it in a large AoE in front of him, dealing high damage and knocking players back. Electro Whirl. Electro Whirl is another favorite of Renyak's. This skill reflects projectiles from players who prefer to take a ranged approach. Magnetized Zones. These larger areas will pulse Cripple on players, slowing them down from reaching Renyak. Rocket Charge. Speaking of reaching Renyak, the boss will use Rocket Charge, dealing high amounts of damage to players caught in his path, while allowing himself to reposition around the arena, incentivizing players' mobility skills and positional awareness. Ionic Supercharge. This one is the most lethal in Renyak's toolkit. While he becomes invulnerable, Renyak shoots powerful lightning bolts around the battlefield. The only ways to survive is through breaking his Defiance bar with your CC skills, or by expertly dodging and applying large amounts of heals or barrier. And that's the meta for Seitung Province. Overall, I rate this meta very highly for Seitung Province being the very first map in the expansion. It's relatively quick, easy to join in, and still poses a challenge at the final boss fight. Seitung Province is a gorgeous map with plenty to do. Grab your fishing rod, some skiffs, a few battle-ready friends, and stay a while. Thank you for watching this map spotlight on Seitung Harbor. If you would like to support the channel and get early access to videos, head over to the Patreon. If you would like to play Guild Wars 2 End of Dragons, use my links below. Check out these other Guild Wars 2 videos on screen, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye-bye!